One of my neighbors was kidnapped yesterday. Sometimes I speak in metaphor. This isn't that. A local father and husband who lives very close to me was stolen from his family and our community. His wife of 20 years, who's never spent a day away from him, is sobbing as she makes food and tends their children, wakes up alone. This man was here completely legally, specifically under temporary protected status. It happened like this. His nephew was pulled over for driving 8 miles an hour over the speed limit in a 55 zone, which is to say he was pulled over for driving while brown in Maine. He was on a valid out-of-state license and didn't know that he had to transfer his license within 30 days, which was over. So they gave him a $450 ticket and told him he had to find someone else to drive the car home. He called his uncle, who happily came out, displayed his legal Maine license to the cops. Purely because he speaks Spanish. The cops demanded his papers. They took pictures of everyone on their personal phones, informed dispatch, and dispatch called Border Patrol, who came and kidnapped both the uncle and the guy who was driving's wife. They released the guy who was driving's wife alone at 1 a.m. in the middle of the woods, 2.5 hours north of her home and family. This is a beautiful young woman in her early 20s who speaks no English, thrown into the North Woods alone at night with no idea where she is. They kept the uncle. ICE refused to tell anyone where he was, denied he was in custody for hours, and his son was calling repeatedly and asking, and they said, nope, nobody here. Finally, he was able to call his family, tell him he'd been in custody all along. Now, his family is terrified to go outside and terrified to be at home. This is a legal resident of the U.S. here with proper documentation, kidnapped by a secret police force and taken to an undisclosed location. His family is left without their beloved husband, father, and uncle, and without their primary breadwinner. I wish you could see his wife sobbing and screaming, talking about how in 20 years they've never spent a day apart, how she can't eat because of how horrifying the not knowing is, not knowing where he is, what's being done to him, what their family will do if he's kept in some black site forever, deported to a labor camp in some country he's never been to, how she's terrified to speak about it at all publicly because she fears blowback against her children and family. This is happening to your neighbors. People are being disappeared. Families of legal immigrants are being torn apart as we speak. Every part of this is going to cost them financially in ways that are hard to describe. They may never see their husband and father and uncle again. They may have to flee. They're absolutely in for a legal battle which will cost thousands and thousands of dollars in a system that is completely stacked against them. And they still need to make rent and eat in this economy, now without their primary breadwinner, under escalating threat of being kidnapped themselves. Imagine being that mother, waking up tomorrow with your 2 children and your husband gone, maybe forever. They're terrified to go into stores right now, and they should be. ICE is stalking out Walmart, stalking schools, stalking gas stations. The line of who is considered legal in this country is being moved very quickly, and you and people you love will be on the other side of it soon. If you are an ethical person, they are coming for you.